Someone has said so beautifully that if you are bored with life, if you don't get up every morning with a burning desire to do something, you don't have enough goals at all. It means that one goal is not enough. One should have as many goals one can think of. I was reading a biography of a legendary football player who was a coach actually, and he was also a legendary goal setter. His brief in a goal setting comes from a lesson he learned in his school days when he was college days when he was 20, 25, 22 years old age, and had just been hired as an assistant coach in the university. His wife was 8 months pregnant with their third child, and he had spent every rupee he had in his command. He had on purchasing a house for themselves. And 1 month later, the head coach who had hired him in the university found himself, it simply said, "You are no more required," and he found himself without a job. In an attempt to lift his spirits, his wife gave him a book, and that book, he says, right there, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. The book, he says, said that you should write down all the goals you want to achieve in your life. And this great coach, he sat down at the dining table, and turned his imagination loose. And before he knew, it had listed more than 100 goals he wanted to achieve before he dies. And these goals covered every area of his life, including having dinner with the president of the country, dancing with the most famous actress of the times, and meeting the topmost religious head of his community he belonged, coaching the best football team the country has, leading his team into a national championship himself, and shooting a hole in one in golf. And he continued writing. And ultimately, by the end of the biography, he says that he had achieved 81 of those goals, what he has listed then, including shooting a hole in one, not once but twice. My friend, it has got a big lesson for all of us. Take time to make the list of at least 100 goals you want to achieve in your life. Write them in a vivid detail, noting when, and how much, which model, what size, and so on. Put them on a 3 inches by 5 inches cards, on a goals page, or in a goal book if you have one. Every time you achieve one of your goal, check it off and write now. Write simply next. And following this timeless principle, my friend, I myself made a list of 100 major goals which I must achieve before I say goodbye to this world. Let me tell you, I have already achieved uh, almost 40 of them in this last few years. And one can have endless goals. And another example I give mostly in my talks is the Bruce Lee's letter when it comes to goal setting, or that Bruce Lee, arguably the greatest martial arts to have ever lived, and he understood the power of declaring a goal. If you ever get a chance, it is there all on YouTube. Chance to visit this Planet Hollywood in New York City. Look for the letter hanging on the wall that Bruce Lee wrote to himself. Uh, was dated January 9, 1970, and it is stamped secret. And Bruce Lee writes there that by 1980, I will be the best known Oriental movie star in the United States of America and will have secured $10 million. And in return, I'll give the very best acting I would possibly give every single time I am in front of the camera, and I will live in peace and harmony. My friend Bruce Lee made three films, and then in 1973, that film Enter the Dragon, who can forget this, which was released that same year after his untimely death at the age of 33. The movie was a huge success and achieved worldwide fame for Bruce Lee. You can do same for yourself. Thank you very much.